Jokes aside, this is a great map for Canada.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if they run some 3 DPS compositions, if they're going to run Agility, Surefour, and Mangachu all on DPS heroes. Obviously a very focused map, which has really just lends itself into the wheelhouse of Mangachu. So I think they at least have a good shot here on Oasis.
That's right. Well, welcome to University. South Korea in the white, Canada in the red as we get started with our grand finals here at the Overwatch World Cup at BlizzCon 2017 XQC. Doing a great job this weekend on that. Winston, of course, on board with him for the moment, trying to jump down behind Sabiel B. See what he can do, not quite yet.
Yeah, nobody really committing to the point so far. Both teams poking around the side, and now South Korea gonna put some pressure on there, force Canada to come fight them as they start to tick up that control meter, but Surefour manages to find the back line.
Yeah,
and that's the end of Jae-Hong.
Well, that's Toby having to use the res a bit earlier than he wanted to. And that's a pretty good start for Canada. They're gonna start the control percent rolling early on.
That they are. Zunba gets D-Mec'd and will be taken down. Quick pulse bomb there from Surefour, not going to find a target.
Yeah.
South Korea forced back off the point, and the percent start building for the Canadians.
Well, man, after that kind of tentative early start, it's been nonstop aggression from Canada as they took the point quickly. And South Korea, a couple ultimates to work with now, but they're on the back foot already.
Yeah,
two support can do.
Yeah, 2 support ults for Canada though, so they should be able to shut down this blade.
He gets a shield just in time. Flower coming back with the Dragon Blade though. We'll see what they can do. Transcendence from Canada though keeps everybody up for the moment. Toby with the double res as he comes into Valkyrie now. And it's a brawl just beside the point here as Flower looking for some kills, looking for a way to get South Korea back into it here. Meanwhile, Surefour coming around the side, able to help finish off Flower with a little bit of pause from QXC. By pause, I don't mean stopping. I mean big, meaty gorilla pause. And it looks like Canada is going to hold the point for just a bit longer.
Yeah, Canada doing a great job in that fight, and that first pickoff meant everything there because both teams dumping both support ults meant that Canada was perpetually at a man advantage, and they're able to snowball that into a win. So 67% now. Canada so far uncontested. Agility's going to be waiting with this Dragon Blade. He should have a lot of success if he can get that back line. Flower gonna switch it up to the McCree and try and stop him with that flashbang.
Well, it's worked in the past. Oh, but he's got to deal with the blade here. In a little bit of trouble. There goes Jae-Hong. Toby the next to fall. A hugely successful ult for Agilities already. And there's the finish onto Flower. Canada looking nearly untouchable here on University.
Agilities has been slow yesterday coming into this tournament, but today he is on fire, coming back with some impressive Roadhog and Genji play, definitely elevating above his level that we saw from him earlier in this tournament.
We're already in overtime. Mano had to dive in and die just to give South Korea a chance, but it may not be enough. There's the bar ticking away, and Canada will take the first round of This was the round. University was really the round Canada needed to win to give themselves a great chance to finish it out. I'd say we could see a 2-0 here. And we're certainly on a map that favors Safara. And of course, up at the top of the screen, Mangachu on his favorite hero. Meanwhile, on the other side, Flower taking the Pharah, as we've often seen this weekend. Toby on the Lucio this time. They tried to rush the point a little bit early, it looks like.
Yep, triple DPS for Canada. This is what we should start expecting from them.
Surefour goes down early.
He is going to get res, but Sabiel B will take out XQC. So lacking in tanks now on the point.
Yeah, lacking in healing too as Rolf falls. Mangachu manages to take down Mano, but he's a little bit on his own right now. South Korea not messing around here. Jae-Hong brings Mano back up. And Canada gets a little bit of control percent going. Flower trying to dodge. One more rocket will finish him. Has to look out. Oh, did he barrage right before he got taken out? Did I see that right?
I didn't see.
No, he didn't. Okay, never mind. It was the stance. He did the Pharah power stance, and it confused me. But here we go. Looks like South Korea will be able to claim the point first, though. It was a long, grinding fight, but in the end, Korea came out on top.
And so they'll get their first few percent here on Oasis.
Yeah.
I don't think Ultimate's going to be available for the time being, so we'll see a little bit of a slow push likely from Canada. Some poking here, trying to get those meters up and start to build an advantage for Canada to exploit on their approach.
XQC takes a couple rockets as he comes in. Zinba a little bit low on the outside. Flower moves up to try to support him.
Mano finds Rolf.
Yeah, Mano finds a couple as Agilities falls too. Manages to knock Toby into the back lines here. Now it's Joe Meister getting pushed back. Is he going to finish him? No, not quite. They got what they wanted, though.
Yeah, getting a little bit low there, and with a 3 DPS composition, if you're by yourself, you can get focused down very quickly.
Yeah.
We take a look at Mano's antics, getting up into the backhand, the backhand into the wall of the garden.
Yep.
Mano now coming back around, and Canada trying to get through from the doorways. That's a pulse bomb directly onto XQC, and he will explode in midair.
Yeah, and he's going to go pretty far off the map, too. Looks like Rolf managed to get the Riz on him just in time. Meanwhile, Mano looking for a bit more. There's the sound barrier coming in for South Korea. As Canada strikes, they've got a lot of ults to work with. Surefour throws in the pulse bomb. Not a big result out of that one. Mano getting a little bit low, though. Goes after the Genji. Meanwhile, Flower on the outside, fighting that air-to-air battle, but Sabyolbi took out Joe Meister. Good start there. South Korea up to nearly 80%. Canada forced to reset again. So as one-sided as the first point of this map was, South Korea turning it around big time here on Gardens.
And if you're Canada and you're running these 3 DPS compositions, you're sacrificing a tank. So when you try these flank attacks, where 2 of your members, in this case your Mercy and your Pharah on the far side, if you're occupying them with just a Pharah on your team, you can collapse, and those targets are squishy. They don't have the damage absorption that you would normally have, and so South Korea able to get the picks quite fast.
Yep. Mangachu falls early on, but here comes the Dragon Blade for Agilities. What can he do? Takes out Zunba, trying to get to that held back. Oh, it was so close. Jaehong brings Zunba back up, though. Agility still low health, tries to reflect that rocket back, has to exit the battle to heal up again. Meanwhile, Mangachu did take Zunba out with his barrage, though, but South Korea will not be moved. There's Flower with his own barrage, and as Mangachu comes back, he gets a revenge kill, but will it be enough? Maybe. They're so close to flipping it. Canada nearly has it, but I don't know. Looks like they will at the last minute. Canada finally gets some control percent building.
Yeah, they do, and Mangachu cleans up the DPS of South Korea. Zunba still in hot pursuit, and there's not going to find the big health pack there. So we'll have to retreat and wait for some heals, and means South Korea gets some purchase, but they're still waiting to complete the flip. Mano just going to get out of there.
That's right, and the flip nearly happening again for South Korea. Canada just not there to defend it. Toby does fall. Mangachu doing what he can to hold this point for Canada.
And what's kept Canada in this round is Mangachu.
Absolutely.
He's just been going off on these last couple of minutes, and he's going to get a kill on the Flower, too. Yes, Jaehong has the Angel in his sights, but he accidentally finds Sabyolbi.
Hey, you know, if you're firing at Toby and you get a free Sabyolbi, I'm not going to complain. I think Mangachu looks pretty happy with that. They're up to nearly 50 control percent already.
They're going to be feeling great, and it's not like South Korea is going to come in here with a big ult advantage. Looks like this is probably going to go for another 99 Gardens, which we are so very familiar with.
It'd be weird if it didn't, right? Agility's up on the high ground here. South Korea moving closer to a good amount of ultimates. As they come back in again, they've got some time to work with here. Agility's has a Dragon Blade, though. One dash through. Oh, but that sound barrier from Toby was clutch, man. That probably kept the pharmacy for South Korea alive. Agility's not getting any kills from that one. And now both teams responding here. Surefour looks like he may have gotten booped off the edge there. South Korea's winning this fight, although XQC and Agility's trying to turn it back around again, but it's not going to be quite enough. And now the question is, how quickly can South Korea flip the point? They haven't gotten anything yet. Now they're changing it over, and we're going to go into overtime one more time. South Korea, if anyone can get there, they can't. So South Korea will take Gardens, and we are going to the third. Players get so good at harassing the pharmacy, and I mean, we've always known he's been able to get up there, but I feel like lately Winston players have been getting especially good at learning how to handle that a bit better.
Yeah, especially when they've been chipped by a Tracer at range and finishing off those kills. It's really dealing the coup de grace that we've seen from a lot of these top tier Winstons, but having that awareness of where you need to target is what's important.
That's right. Well, South Korea in the white one more time, Canada in the red, of course.
Mano being a very sneaky.
That's right.
Gorilla.
Going in with Surefour in the back, or rather with Sabyolbi in the back, and it works out well. Both supports down for Canada. Great start for South Korea here. Sabyolbi takes on SQC. And even though Mano does fall, it's still an early lead for South Korea in this fight. Looks like they'll be able to claim the point first.
That does look like that,
can hold it.
They might try and get a res here.
Nope.
Canada most likely not going to be able to prolong this. And that was a sneaky play by Mono and Sabiolbi, and the timing on that is crucial. You'll notice that he didn't use his leap as Winston to engage onto the supports just in case the members of Canada collapse back onto them. So very sneaky. And we're going to see Zunba here mowing down agilities.
Punching out the ninja. Works pretty well. Meanwhile, back on the point, Canada has about 50 control percent built up, trying to flip it.
Wolf was all by himself right there. Pretty big window of opportunity for Zunba to run in with those micro missiles and make the play.
Well, South Korea's been doing a pretty good job of isolating Canada's supports this round particularly. And Joe Meister, he goes down. A couple of those rockets connected from Zunba, and that was enough to build the damage. So South Korea's going to keep holding. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like the supports for Canada keep finding themselves on their own this round.
The positioning for them has not been good, but they're also not being very well protected by their team. Canada is hesitating when it comes to bringing XQC and Mangachu back to them to provide that tankiness and protection. So a lot of opportunities being given to South Korea.
That's right. Canada going back in to try to flip it again. Air-to-air battle commencing. Agility's over on the far end now. Interestingly enough, Jaehong taken out by Mangachu, self-destruct though. So no mercy right now for either team really.
Raj ready, but Flower way too low to use it. Does go ahead and pick up a mega health pack.
Yeah.
You can try and find an angle for that right now, but we're getting very late in this game, and that is a Diva heading directly into the pit of doom.
That's really dangerous to have no guardrails around there, you know? What about the average citizens of Oasis? They're gonna just walk right in there.
Yeah, it looks nice and grassy around there too.
Yeah.
Just trip and fall straight into
I'd like
oblivion.
to have a picnic here, but no. It's really dangerous. You might die.
All right,
Flower.
so we're up here at 99%. We are hitting overtime. Plenty of ults available for South Korea. It's going to take a mammoth effort for Canada, and that's going to start with agilities going down, unfortunately for them.
Now Flower winning the air-to-air battle there. Joe Meister having to burn the res early to bring him back up again. And agility's caught again.
There's
this time
no
by
res.
Zunba's self-destruct. Flower gets a barrage off, but doesn't get a whole lot with it. Jaehong comes back in for the res. He's okay. He's in the Valkyrie right now. And it looks like South Korea is pulling ahead in this fight yet again. We're into OT. South Korea on the verge of taking this map. And I don't think there's a whole lot Canada can do to change that right now.
Even getting the kill before the remake there for Mangachu, and that's going to be it.
Canada is going to take Oasis, or I mean South Korea will take Oasis.
Kings Row certainly also one of the best maps for Reinhardt, given the narrow chokes and the narrow streets.
That's a tricky place to lay a trap for the Junkrat. We'll see if it works out though. Flower trying to find that early pick, I suppose, as they come around the statue. Agilities might step right into it. We'll see. Meanwhile, Canada not wasting any time moving forward. They've got XQC on the Reinhardt this time instead of the Winston.
Yeah, Surefour on the Zarya.
Whoa! He found it. He found it. There's a res from Joe Meister.
That's the one That's the one you don't want to find. So everybody will have to back off from Team Canada now.
How does that work though? Because he's not actually walking, he's floating. So does the trap like
it's a very
hop up and bite him in the butt or something?
It does. And he also puts a lot of downward.
Oh, revenge! Is a dish best served with steel orbs?
That's the hallmark of you, the Zenyatta main.
That's right, yep. I've got the golden balls. I've played a lot of Zenyatta in my day.
Oh, I know you do.
Yep.
XQC being sneaky. He's all the way back around the side of the point right now. Surefour will fall. Probably will be res though.
Yeah.
And XQC going to find himself in a room with a couple of supports, but Jaehong just hits him with the sleep dart.
Yep, that's right, but still manages to take down, nobody. I thought for sure he was going to take out Flower. It was very close.
That biotic grenade provides a lot of healing in that little room.
It's a pretty good ability, I've heard.
So barely hanging on, and now South Korea going to back off yet again.
Yeah.
Nano boost is available. This is not a particularly good composition to use Nano boost with because you're not going to get the big wipes.
Here we go.
Probably will go on to Zunba.
Finding, it was a long journey, but eventually Toby was the victim.
Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to capitalize. Sabiolbi kills Joe Meister simultaneously, so both teams without mercy will have to disengage. Zunba working his way up to that Graviton. No ults committed from South Korea in that last fight, so they are sitting on a pretty big bank with only 2 minutes remaining.
Close up for Mangachu, got brought back up from pretty low health there. Managed to destroy Flower's little trap in the corner again there.
And here we go.
There we go. Earthshatter comes in from Mano, but they got to capitalize. Joe Meister does go down, though, so it's a pretty good start. Canada still commits with the Transcendence, but I think they may regret doing that as South Korea going to win this fight handily.
And the nano boost onto Zunba allows him to get the rest of the charge on the Graviton Surge. Big bang combo available. Canada does not have a diva right now to eat this Graviton. If multiple members get caught, they will quickly find themselves pulse bombed by Sabiolby.
And this is what happens when Junkrat gets a good angle on the rest of your team. You check in, but you don't check out. That's a rough hotel to be in. Meanwhile, Canada back on the point one more time. Sabiolby manages to take out Agilities with that pulse bomb. Zunba had used the Graviton Surge at some point, but it wasn't enough, and it looks like Canada actually may be able to just take point A here. We'll see if South Korea can get back.
He got Agilities though. Zunba killed Agilities, and he's still at a very high charge. They are going to contest this.
It's possible. They can do it. Mano low health though. Surefour looking coming in. Left side. There comes the tire. Is he going to get anyone? He does. Rolf and Mangachu both taken out. The res comes in on Mangachu right away from Canada, but Flower not quite done yet. They still can't stop Canada from getting the payload moving though.
Distracted as they were trying to get the rest of their members through the streets onto the point. Zunba came in alongside the tire, trying to make himself a target so they wouldn't kill the Riptire. Not enough though. Canada powers on through, but they got quite a bit of a delay. Only 2 minutes 45 seconds remaining for them to get through the streets.
All right, Flower repositioning yet again. The spam coming through. Chases XQC away. He did swap off of that Reinhardt onto the Winston again, as you often see on this map when the attacking team takes point A. Zunba, another kill on Agilities for him. He's ninja hunting.
And Mono staying on the Reinhardt though. We also see Jae Hong. He's got the nano boost down right now.
Both supports taken out by Mangachu. Beautiful Riptire from that Junkrat yet again. And Canada building a ton of momentum. Right click onto Flower. That's it, man.
Guys still can't move the cart while Mono's there.
Now they can.
Takes a couple seconds to eliminate him. Jae Hong going to stay on Ana, interestingly enough. I thought he'd use the nano boost and then switch off, but he is sticking to his favorite hero.
Gildy's backing off again. Canada pretty close to finishing off point B here, but South Korea certainly has some tools to use to stall this one out a little bit more.
Sabiolby on the McCree. There's a triple DPS dive happening right now, so he needs to make sure that he can contain the Genji and the Tracer of Canada.
Doesn't look like that Earthshatter from Mano got South Korea a whole lot. I think most of that was avoided. And Agilities comes in for the kill on Mano. He was a bit on his own. And there's the Graviton Surge. Where's the follow-up? Sabiolby gets one kill on XQC, and there's the follow-up from Flower with that Riptire. So when things are all said and done, it looks like Korea may be able to hold for a bit longer, but Agilities trying to say the opposite. Mangachu, a tiny bit of health remaining, but he's just
he got blocked!
To his right
and then the fire strike!
Oh no!
Oh, that was so close. Had he gotten that kill, they probably would have made it to point B immediately. Instead, there's a delay.
Oh, yeah, and Zunba has that Graviton Surge, of course, like we saw. Meanwhile, Agilities had the Dragon Blade out. Get a lot done with it, it looks like. They still haven't taken point B just yet, though.
And they're not going to on this push either, Doa. Too many have already fallen, and the res has been used.
Yep.
Oh, Canada having some difficulties at the moment, pushing all the way. They have one push left. Joe Meister just used his Valkyrie, though.
Well, that was a big kill on Rolf, too. The thing is on this point, this is the worst part for the payload to get stopped at, because when you die, it's such a long run back as the attacker. That Rolf on Zenyatta, man, he does not move very fast.
Mangachu just wants an angle. He's trying to get a mine down so he can kill the supports. Not going to work. A quick shield there from Mono.
Oh, and Sabiolby finds him. That is rough. Joe Meister right there with the res, but they're gonna need more. Surefour up in the air now as South Korea pushes it forward. XQC goes down to the pulse bomb, and South Korea looks like they may hold it right here, right now. They will. Great defensive round for South Korea. Ritual in the health pack room begins.
The tactical crouching begins, Doa.
That's right, yep. Gotta dodge those headshots somehow, Monte Cristo. Tactically crouch. Usually right after you kill someone on the other team. You never know, someone's gonna shoot at you then. Here we go, Canada on the attack, or on the defense, I'm sorry. South Korea on the attack. and not the hugest job ever to do. They have to take the payload and then move it most of the way through the streets phase, and they'll win their second map in a row.
Far as a great answer to this. I mean,
Definitely.
XQC has to hit some shots. Definitely Orisa can be dangerous against the Pharah, but as long as you have that Mercy there with you or some healing on the side, you're going to be feeling okay. And Surefour gets into the back lines, and that's not going to be a place where Joe Meister can really rest him. He's going to try for it. That is dangerous, and he runs out of his rocket clip, still goes down.
Doesn't matter. The reload and the revenge as Flower takes out the Mercy. There goes XQC. You saw them get the hook onto Mono, but Zunba was right there with the Zarya shield to keep him alive. And the strategy for Canada just not working out here on point A defensively.
Another death to Surefour. Nano boost onto Flower.
All right.
Rolf still around. He's trying to get onto the point, and that's not going to work. Barrage now available as Jaehong picks up 2 kills to clean up the fight.
Maybe, he killed the tire with the bionic grenade. Wow.
Don't see that every day.
No. No healing for that tire, I guess.
5 minutes remaining for Korea to move through the streets.
That's right. They've got a lot of time to go not too far here on Kings Row and go up 2 maps in this series.
Canada sticking with what they've got right now. Sacrificing those old charges may not be worth it, as they may need them to delay a little bit longer before making any kind of adjustments. But the Pharah is still going to be a big problem for them.
I think we could say, too, the nano boost from Jaehong, maybe not super necessary on Flower at the end of that point
Hey, you need to charge that barrage, man.
I guess so. Got that 1 rocket. There you go. Coming in, Jaehong with a very aggressive grenade, and didn't really pay off yet. Saviel B goes down. Looks like Canada might be able to force South Korea back a little bit. Yep, certainly will. There's a res. Another lease on life, courtesy of Toby.
They're still going to be pushing this card. Canada has to play for every meter.
Graviton Surge, that barrage though, Flower being wisely patient with this.
It's going to come, Noah. Just wait for it.
Transcendence is over, and then we may see it. Wait for it.
I get you on top of the health pack right there. So is he going to use it on this push? Because it looks like they may have to regroup. But he's going to know that all the support ults are down. Nano boost now onto Mono, who continues to swing away over the top of the card.
Jaehong manages to get the kill onto Surefour, who was harassing him a little bit. Mangachu's tire coming in there, gets the kill onto Mano though, and I think if you're Flower, you probably save this one. Yep, they're gonna have to back off just a little bit. The fight continues though. Oh, Saviel B not living too long.
Yeah, they definitely need to back off right now. They're playing this too aggressively. Canada has the purchase on the payload.
Well, they're just wasting a lot of time at this point. I mean, they thought they could just force it through, and it's not working out. So back off, regroup, come at it with a more coordinated attack. You only really need to win like maybe 1, maybe 2 more fights if you're South Korea, as long as those fights are won decisively.
Yeah, Saviel will also be moving to the McCree, mirroring Surefour on that swap.
Yeah. All right, here we go. The Hulk brought everybody from South Korea together, but they've managed to get onto the payload. It is moving a little bit again.
Step by step now, slower approach, not everybody going in. One by one. Mangachu trying to create some trouble on the flank. Flower is on the side as well. He is putting in rockets, as you can see, coming in from the right to the left of your screen.
Yeah, takes out Joe Meister too. XQC falls to Mano, and it looks like that is the push that South Korea needs to set up this win. They're nearly there.
Oh, using that Transcendence. Unfortunate for Rolf, but he can't do anything else right now. He has to prevent them from getting to this red box.
It was all about delay tactics, but it's not going to be enough. South Korea will move up 2-0 in this series with a pretty easy win on Kings Row. We're moving on to Hanamura for our assault map. It's going to be Canada on the attack first, South Korea on the defense, and we see that same South Korean composition that's worked so well for them. The snatch and grab comp, call it that, I guess.
I think it's a good snatch and grab is a good name for the composition.
That's right. Use the Hulk to pull people into an easy Roadhog hook, and we'll see if Canada gets grabbed. No, not the first one.
Flower on the McCree right now, so they were expecting a possible Pharah or triple DPS composition here.
Yep, sure enough. And a hook, there it is. No, wait, Surefour just gets grabbed. Thought I saw a hook. Yeah, they did hook Mangachu. Okay, there we go. So Surefour dying on the tertiary of that fight. And Mangachu gets snatched and grabbed. Ooh, the reflect was up.
Nice reflect. Managing to save him. Like it was getting hairy, but he slips away.
Needed that cooldown big time. You can see how it works. Yeah, look at that. Another reflect. Agility's having to save those when he gets brought in by the Halt right now.
So Surefour on the McCree, and they switch Mangachu to the Junkrat so they can break through these Orisa shields.
Oh, and there it is. So dangerous, man. Meanwhile, Flower kills off XQC. Sabielbeat somehow finds Mangachu. And South Korea holding strong. They're actually going to step out just to cover Toby as he reses Sabielbeat. A little group excursion to save Private Sabielbeat, I guess.
There has to be an answer to this. I mean, I like Canada, what they're doing with their composition. They get an Orisa of their own and they say, okay, we are going to have more damage to bust these shields and to break these barriers. But, oh, they'll just hook onto the top. Oh, my.
Wow, okay, they didn't get the kill, but again, it's tough. Well, they did get a kill in the end, and now the whole hog comes in. Transcendence used by Rolf, and everybody on Canada just gonna keep getting pushed back. And a couple ultimate kills for South Korea. Oh, the reverse hook, and Zunba will fall. In the end, though, it looks like South Korea is still going to hold.
Oh, Rolf is going to get badly staggered at the end of the fight, too. South Korea, they're so good at getting these initial picks, and then they just aggressively move forward, try and clean up as much of the enemy team as they possibly can. They are well rehearsed, though, with the Halt hook.
It's just such a well-practiced strategy from South Korea. They're gonna have to worry about the Riptire now. We'll see what Mangachu can do with this. I mean, coming up over the top. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, there we go. Coming down and waiting. Oh, he tried to wait out the damage reduction from Mano, but that didn't work out. Here comes the supercharger now. Toby has to bring back Zunba at the beginning of the fight, but Sabielbeat finds a kill. Joe Master bring back Rolf. They need those supports, and it's a bit of a brawl as kills come in on both sides, but it really starting to look like South Korea's gonna take this one too. Oh yeah, Zunba with another hook kill. And that should be about it. It's all clean up now. Agility's making a go of it here, but he's kind of stuck. Oh, gets the kill onto Zunba. There's the whole hog, but it's not going to be enough. They tried, and man, Canada put everything they had into that attack.
Yeah, Mangachu now moving over to the D.Va. They are going triple tank. So now their plan is basically to outlast and slowly walk ahead and get the healing down for this assault.
All right, let's watch Flower here.
Just firing away into confined space. I mean, there's nowhere for those support players to go, unfortunately. It was a good flank.
You don't want Flower behind you. That is not the place to be if you are a support.
I mean, they have 30 seconds, and they just moved to triple tank, which is going to take a long, long time to position and to walk up to the point. They may not even get there.
They need to
have to dash out across the open ground. They needed to switch to this with a couple minutes left. They're going to get one pick.
All right, a kill on Sabielbeat. But they need to get on the point in a hurry. About 10 seconds remaining now. They at least killed Sabielbeat where Flower can't get to him, but Tracer can get back to the fight quickly. Here they are. They're on the point right now. Flower with that Deadeye ready to go. Can he break some shields with it at least? Let's see what he can do. Waiting it out for the maximum amount of time. No, the bell gives Canada some cover. Here comes the Transcendence to cover South Korea as they come in. And Zunba with that whole hog. Surefour just getting juggled by bullets. That doesn't look like a lot of fun. But it's kills for Canada in the end, and they may just have it. It looks like they might. Yeah, South Korea getting pushed back, and Canada will somehow, some way take point A.
That was a big risk, Doa, but because Sabielbeat died in a place where Toby couldn't res him, it bought them the time they needed to walk onto the point, and the tanks were too much in combination with the Transcendence. They tried to make a play, as you can see, in the corner onto Surefour, but the whole hog just doesn't out-damage the healing from that trance.
Yeah, Mangachu again coming up really big for his team on that D.Va. He's been a great asset to them all tournament long. Sabielbeat comes in from the side, escapes just in time, looking for that kill onto Rolf. Rolf's got to be careful here. You know, Sabielbeat's out there. Don't worry, he's being taken care of, I've heard. Oh man, Mano comes in, gets in the wrong position, and goes down fast. They can't res him there. I don't think Toby can get to him. Joe Meister is able to bring back Surefour, though. And now with the Valkyrie, Canada's going to commit to this attack. They're bringing in the Transcendence as well from Joe Meister. Surefour on the high ground has to contend with Sabielby, who's getting a little bit low here. Meanwhile, Agilities has a whole hog on the point right now, but gets forced back into the room and taken down. Fans from South Korea obviously still there. They're going to be happy seeing that South Korea has held for just a bit longer.
Absolutely, and here are we going to see the changes. Running Roadhog on this particular point can be difficult because you don't have the mobility to move from the high ground to the low ground. Possibly looking into a Genji, but it looks like they're content with this pickup for now. So XQC, this means they're going to have to go into this passage and up on the left-hand side or right-hand side from the attacking perspective of the point so that they can position the soldier with this tack visor.
That's right. Canada in the place they want to be right now. They got that high ground, they've got the attack visor. And here comes the self-destruct though. Canada on the run. No kills out of that one from the self-destruct, but South Korea capitalizing on the split from Canada. They get dislodged. Nice kill onto Flower by Surefour.
And they have to get onto
people
the
on the point.
though.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, all this is for nothing if they don't do that, but the kills coming in, they need to start that control meter building though. They're getting kills, and there we go, finally, onto the point right now. South Korea has a response, they've got a couple ultimates, but here comes Attack Visor now. The coverage is pretty good though from the Transcendence. On the side of South Korea.
Bastion's out for Flower, though.
Here comes Mano. Yep, that's right. The emergency Bastion, a Flower classic. And Surefour trying to survive against this raging monkey. And he's going to be able to do it for quite a while. Do the healing from Joe Meister. Wow. Finally taken down by Zunba. But Canada, meanwhile, the rest of his team doing quite well in this fight. Here comes another Tranquility, or Transcendence rather.
The tanks trying to survive as long as they can. Mano went back into the spawn to re-heal. Flowers coming out on the Bastion, but a great hook.
Yeah, Bastion not going down quite yet, but he's not got a lot of health remaining. Agilities trying to survive on the point. With the help of his team, they've got 2 ticks already. Here comes Mano. He's on the Mei now, just trying to stall for as long as they possibly can. Mangachu, though, still finding the kills on the supports that they need. Hook misses for Agilities, trying to get around to the back line. Has to watch out a little bit. Gets the kill on the Mano, comes in from behind on that Mei, or on the Mei. And oh, the hook onto Jaehong, and Canada will get both points on Hanamura. If Korea can equalize.
And we are going to have Flower on the Widowmaker.
Need a bigger bush if you're going to try to hide Winston.
At least going to try for that. Canada is obviously going to be ready.
Yep.
You can see by their positioning, they're not giving sightlines right now, and that they have Agilities on the high ground, just scouting for this to see if it's coming.
I think they probably are expecting this Widowmaker from Flower. He's been putting it to pretty good effect on Hanamura. Yep,
and they have a dive composition to run with the rest of it. So Rolf actually going to get Jaehong immediately. So both supports dead, and that is a quick defense.
Okay, I think we may need to see some switching here. Whoa! That did not look healthy on the hips there from Zunba.
I think they can keep going with this. They just need to be more aggressive to buy that time. Sabielby is actually still alive on the flank, as we can see. Creeping around next to some health packs.
I think he wishes he could turn back time a little bit farther than usual in this case.
It's not very useful for him, but
made a terrible mistake.
They don't know he's there.
No, he can sneak in and get some.
They were not paying attention to the kill feed.
This is it. All right, he's trying to distract. Flower getting very, very low.
But now they have an opportunity to make some plays. Agility's up on the high ground, but they found their opening to get in here and get the sight lines, and that's what happens.
That's a shot that Flower was looking for. Takes down the Mercy, and now he's free and clear.
Mangachu gonna answer, though. That's huge, so neither res. Mangachu.
Oh, Surefour not quite hidden where he thought he was. Still visible. And Agility's taking some fire. Everybody watching Flower now. A lot of this is on him.
Agilities had to get that kill outside of the point because as soon as Flower knew where he was, he knew it was safe to walk in onto the flank.
Right.
So
looks like South Korea is going to get point A. Maybe Canada. No, it doesn't look like they're going to try to go in for any sort of last-minute defense. Smart. They need to hold this one.
Canada is terrified because they haven't seen ults from South Korea.
Good point.
And they know there's going to be 2 support ults coming up super soon, and Joe Meister is still relatively far away from that Valkyrie. So this is a good chance for South Korea to snowball this. If Flower can get a first pick, they should be able to take this point.
We'll see. Ooh, doesn't get the headshot onto Rolf.
They don't have anybody to pressure right now. Surefour is all the way in the back of the spawn, so if any of these people walk outside that angle, they are pinned inside there right now.
They are. Flower's putting a ton of pressure on those supports right now. Ooh, oh, doesn't connect.
All right, Surefour is on the side right now, so, or Agilities rather is on the side, trying to convince Flower that he doesn't want to be there, and Sabielby will fall to Surefour. Toby too far away to res, so they're gonna back off.
All right. Still have to watch out for Surefour a little bit there on the side.
Oh, he actually
does get res.
How did he get the res?
I'm not sure. He got in there, managed to get the res off.
Looks like Sabielby died a little bit further outside the base. Surefour managed to pick him off out there. So
I think you're right. Want to wait out that reflect here. Oh, it's Widow v Widow here now. Flower turns the corner.
Dead, and he had died with his Valkyrie up.
That's pretty big for South Korea. Ooh, that was a close reflector. Agilities now comes in, finishes the job at Flower. Back up again immediately. Has to watch out for the self-destruct. Oh, can't quite finish off Mangachu. Agilities with reflect again. Comes in with the dash. 2 DPS trying to take down Flower. He just brings so much pressure from the other team. Surefour just trying to dodge. Man, what a fight. Flower staying alive. Toby has to bring Sabielby back out. So this is just the one life Flower gets. Unless he wants to sit through the respawn timer. Mano takes on Wolf. He's in primal rage right now. Flower's still looking for those shots. And meanwhile, the Dragon Blade out for Agilities. I think Canada is going to hold this one.
Agilities and Surefour teaming up on the Widowmaker gave Joe Meister enough time to respawn and then get his Valkyrie out. So that was some great interference run by the 2 DPS players of Team Canada.
True enough. Oh. Jaehong's like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and protect the support and get the kills 2 right there.
I mean, if Jaehong could turn this around, that would be amazing.
It wouldn't be the first time we've seen it from him. He is one of the most kill-crazy, bloodthirsty supports in the game right now. And they're working on it. They've got 2 ticks already. They're getting closer. Canada getting pushed back. Nobody able to really get on Jaehong right now. There's another kill onto Surefour. And now for the respawns. They get it! Never mind any respawns. South Korea will take the point with 3:59 remaining.
Takes to approach the point when you only have a minute. They will basically have one shot at this.
Genji, please don't stand on the ancient artwork on the door. We're trying.
Isn't it his ancient artwork though? Doesn't he like own that?
Technically, but he's wearing cleats too. I mean, that is rough on hundreds of years old wood. What a disregard for history.
His history.
He's more machine now than man. Canada walking right in. They're going to go around the right side, it looks like. Korea trying to trap them in the room.
I just want to delay this push as long as possible. I mean, keep them moving slowly, start to break down their barriers. No pick going to be had there from Rolf with the right click. Drop down once again in this doorway, but they keep getting harassed by Mano and Zunba.
Yeah, doing what they can. Rolf loading up his orbs. And Agilities, oh, he didn't land the hook. That would have really opened things up. South Korea back on the point right now, and the fight begins.
Canada's nice and healthy though, and at some point South Korea has to run in here. They haven't stopped them from actually getting onto the point. Sabielby is dead.
Yeah, that's right. So is Mana now. Looks like it might be a pretty quick point A. Toby's like, see ya. No, coming back in for the res onto Mano. But Rolf this time, he's the one fragging out on the Zenyatta. And Canada really taking it to South Korea here on point A. It looks like they will claim it. Not much South Korea can do to slow them down at this point. Great first attack from Canada, and they're gonna get a little bit more time on the clock.
They rebuffed the attack, or Canada rebuffed all those dives from South Korea. They tried to catch them in some of those open parts, but very methodical again in the approach. So Canada making this triple tank work for them. Nobody getting out of position, everybody staying patient until they can get the big pick or the big hook that's going to set them up for victory.
Yep, that's right. Already take the high ground. South Korea needs to defend. See if they can, and there's a kill on the Mano. Tried that dive that we saw before, but that was just too high. Toby gets caught by the Deadeye. Tragedy for South Korea, Canada. Let's see if they can capitalize now. Surefour maybe going for a ride here.
Off the edge.
Oh no! No! Oh, back in the corner, staying alive, do the Transcendence, but no! The kill comes in at the very end. Meanwhile, though, Joe Meister gets the double res. Surefour is back, and Canada is on the point. Nearly 2 ticks already. XQC looking for something at Sabielby. They get 2 ticks. Are Are you kidding me? Are they actually going to finish it with just a minute starting on the clock when they began their attack round? They are trying. They've got everybody up.
They're gonna do
get it. Canada will win their time bank round. My people.
Is that the Canadian national dance right
I
there?
guess so, that's it. I always wonder what it looked like. I didn't expect them to be dressed as cowboys, though. Surprise. Huh, what do you know? Well, Canada defending, trying to win Hanamura. You know, if you shoot that Murloc, it makes Murloc sounds.
I actually didn't know that.
It does, yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. Here we go, Flower on the Widowmaker yet again. South Korea with a mountain to climb here if they want to go up 3-0 in this series. Wow, Flower being very aggressive, and already I think they've got Sabiel beyond the point. Little bit of control meter built up there for Korea.
Yeah, they still have 3 tanks though. Mangachu just on the Diva.
Sabiel will be trying to open it up for Flower. Flower not under anywhere near as much pressure as he was before. Ooh, close shot on the shot floor, and there it is. Finishes him off. Joemeister's gonna bring him right back up again, but Flower's gonna be hard to get rid of up there. Agilities does take down Mono though, so Korea without one of their tanks. Shooting through the windows, ooh, gotta be close. Jaehong takes out Rolf, so there's one Zenyatta out of the way.
McCree was betrayed by his hat there.
I guess so.
Hulking up a little bit over the edge of the rock.
Gave him away. Joemeister falls. Canada's still contesting point A for the moment. Flower looking for a different position here.
They gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
Roadhog's a giant ultimate battery right now. If they can trace him down and try and get some percent for a snowball push. Canada going to do the wise thing. They already have 4 points. There's no need to get fancy here.
Yeah, Mangachu just trying to use up as much time as he can out of South Korea's time bank. Still 3 minutes on the clock, though, for South Korea to come in here and try to take point B. Flower ahead of the pack there.
Canada's ultimate economy is in a much better position than the last time they were on point B defense. So
Flowers to be careful
opportunity.
here.
Actually, XQC got knocked out by Zunba.
Yeah, that's right. The charge came in and knocked XQC into a very vulnerable position.
Are they going to try and get there with the Mercy is the question. No, he's going to res Rolf instead, but this is not good news for Canada.
Oh, it hurts. A golden opportunity for Flower, and he couldn't land the shot. Surefour now putting him under a lot of pressure here.
But he can't follow him back up there as fast as Flower can get up there. So,
all right, and they're going to go ahead and force Joemeister just sit back there and spawn. Sabiel will be putting a lot of pressure on the spawn door right now. 1 tick already for South Korea, nearly 2. Will they get 2? They do. South Korea nearly with 2 points already here in a very quick attack run. Joemeister goes down. No more reses for Canada for a while. Here comes a Transcendence, but it doesn't stop Flower from finishing off Surefour and Mangachu. Oh my gosh, Canada. Flower comes back up after being taken down, gets rezzed, and South Korea so close to finishing this one. Oh, and Joemeister, he can't get there, and with a minute 54 left on the clock. I do too, that was a fun event, but this is some better quality Overwatch, I think, hands down. Here we go, Canada on the defense.
Agility's not going to be on the hog, so they know Flower's going to pull out the Widowmaker again. They want Agilities to be able to deal with him.
So Canada,
he's standing up there so he can blink over to where Flower's going to be and scout.
South Korea only needs that first tick to win this map. Zunba going around the outside right now, being very aggressive.
Flower's back on the flank. He's up on the roof next to the pagoda.
Yeah. I think they just want to come in and be a battering ram, it looks like. Oh, did he get the knockoff? No, not quite. It was a close affair, but they do get XQC in the end. Flower taken out by Agilities. Are there any reses coming through? It doesn't look like there are quite yet, but the Tracers in the room, very vulnerable right now.
He's trying to hunt down this Agilities, but he can't actually get the Tracer. Nice, getting the recall, playing around the health pack well.
Mano took out Joemeister though, so no mercy for Canada at the moment. Mangachu, again, trapped in that tiny room. And remember, South Korea only needs that first tick to win Hanamura, and they are in prime position to do it. Agility's really low. Can they track him down? Gotta keep away from that health back, and Surefour back on the McCree. Rolf, meanwhile, takes out Sabiel B.
That could be critical to turn this one around, Della.
Certainly could be. They may have it defended for the moment. No, they're so close. South Korea still getting tiny bits of time here and there. Flower, though, forces out the Transcendence from Rolf.
Valkyrie already used, though, by Toby from South Korea.
Yep.
XQC trying to deal with Flower, make sure that he doesn't have those free shots, but Sabiel will double back and take him out.
XQC down and out. Sableby comes in with the pulse bomb. Ooh, no kills out of that one though. Toby brings Mano back into the fight, and Sableby going crazy here. 2 kills, both supports taken out, and this may be exactly what South Korea needs. The control meter is building, and yes, South Korea will win Hanamura and put themselves 1 map away from being our 2017 Overwatch World Cup champions out of 5 rounds on Hanamura. Sounds pretty good. Well, guess what, guys? We're going to Junkertown. Time to set sail on the high dirt trail. Well, at least it rhymed, right? Whatever. Canada on the offense, South Korea on the defense, and the pirate ship is underway. Surefour on that bastion, getting protected by those shields. I love watching this.
For those of you joining us for the first time on Junkertown, this is a very popular strategy using Reinhardt, Orisa, and Bastion. And we call it the pirate ship. They're sitting on a pile of plunder, and they've got sails with the barriers, and of course a giant cannon with the Bastion.
That's right. Sometimes too, if you add the Torbjorn in there. It's tough to dislodge the Bastion, but if you do, it's hard for the attacking team to get back on again. So far, so good for Canada, as they've pretty much forced South Korea to go wherever they wanted them to. And that's going to be that for point A. So, good start for Canada. That's right. Surefour knows it. Yes, you can nod. I agree.
And now here come the switch-ups. They wanted to run Sableby on the Widow and Flower on the Junkrat to try and get picks and to damage these barriers, but now they're going to go for a dive.
Yep.
And that means switching to the Tracer and the Genji to put the pressure on this Bastion. Now this thing is just going to keep rolling until they can actually remove it. The problem with these late switches, you're not going to have a pulse bomb. So that's 1 fewer tool to instantly kill the Bastion with.
Yep. Oh, Roadhog's gonna take a bit of a nap.
Sableby just got a nano boost.
Yeah. And all right, well, he gets 1 kill on agilities, I guess, with that. Surefour in the ultimate has to spend some time keeping himself healed. He still does get a couple kills here. D-Mex Zunba as well. Back into turret form right now. Flower trying to reflect, but he just can't survive the pressure from Canada. Hello.
Surefour just ecstatic to be playing Bastion right now. I actually do know that this is one of Surefour's favorite heroes, and he is incredibly proud of his solo queue win rate on Bastion. He loves to tell me about it all the time. He's like, I have 80% win rate on over 50 Bastion games at Grandmaster. Like,
that's actually crazy.
That's great
for
you, Surefour.
Well, that's pretty I'm impressed by that. A roll pops to Transcendence to keep people alive, but Canada doing just fine as they crush South Korea again in this fight. They will take a smooth point B with 5.5 minutes left on the clock just to push the payload a little bit further.
Yeah, it's Korea in a rough situation with that ult reset. Jaehong used the nano boost onto the Tracer. Not really an optimal target, but with Flower having just switched to the Genji, you might as well just use it and try and rebuild by the time Flower gets his Dragon Blade.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny to see how this map goes, because we see a lot of this. Like, defense is just not able to stop this strategy at all, and then they come back on their attack run and do the same thing. But right now, it's all about Canada. Whoa, except for right now. See, I'm sorry, I cast a curse you, Canada. I apologize for that. As soon as I say it, South Korea coming in, winning a fight pretty handily.
Well, they're using the Orisa to manipulate people over the barriers for Roadhog hooks.
Yeah.
That time it actually works out, especially when combined with the dive-in from the Junkrat, or the dive-in from the Genji. Flower will now switch to Junkrat. Great hook from Zunba.
Yeah. How in the world did Zunba live through that one? That was about as close as it gets. Down to about 50 health or so on that Roadhog, managing to survive. The fight beginning yet again. Sableby takes down Rolf, brought back up immediately. Surefour has the ultimate, takes out Flower before going back to his normal form. Flower coming back as well. Surefour needs to be careful. Ooh, those grenades do a lot of damage.
That grenade spam is going to be very deadly if he starts to stick it one place for too long. Moves up into the high ground, tries to take another angle. He's going to take a spin here. That's right. In the middle of the map, but try and get back to the supports. Jaehong is there, however, dealing damage. He's going to get a bubble from his friendly Winston.
Azumba takes down Joemeister and pops Mangachu out as well. And that's going to be another win for South Korea, despite the heroics from Surefour.
How can you put a mech to sleep, or a robot, as it were, with Bastion?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff in those darts, I guess. Good question. Zumba had the nano boost, it looks like that. It looks like too. That was a headshot at the end there, I believe.
Was indeed. Jaehong on his own right now. XQC trying to deal with this Ana, and he's going to go into primal rage to try and finish off this kill.
Then he wishes he still had that sleep dart right now. Throws down the biotic grenade, going to keep himself alive for a little bit longer, has to dodge that self-destruct. Comes back in, and so far, Korea able to hold Canada off on point C for just a little bit longer. Jaehoong getting really aggressive on this Ana, but hey, what else is new, right?
At least he had that biotic grenade to get a few heals up there, but he's not going to die. 3 HP.
Just 3 hit points for Jaehoong, and he stays alive. Oh, the bongo taken down by XQC, though. That supercharger for Mono not lasting as long as he wanted. So there's a dual
agility.
You bet he is. He's Jaehoong. That's what he does, man.
Agilities thought he was being cheeky with that health pack, but Biotic Grenade will end his hopes of healing soon enough.
Duels Genjis and doesn't afraid of anything.
And this is going to be a brutal stagger.
Oh man.
Oh,
no! Oh, it hurts bad.
That
you do not
is
know
like
pain.
20 seconds off the clock.
You do not know pain unless your name is Mangachu and you're playing against South Korea in the finals. Oh, another grab, another death. Agilities not even surviving to make it over to Zumba. Well, so that happened.
I love the diva torture at the end of these pushes.
You would, you sadistic monster. I saw what you did to those shirts. You ruined 2 shirts yesterday just to prove a point. Horrible.
I did.
Taylor's shirt abuse. Oh, another kill onto Joe Meister. It's rough. Here comes Zumba again with the whole hog. A little bit of that reflected into him right now. Has to avoid agilities for the moment, but they're hanging out on the payload. Looks like Canada may be able to finally get this pushed again. There we go, it's moving. Minute 40 left on the clock.
Lots of ults up for Korea, though, as they respawn. They can get some distance, but they're not going to be able to finish off of this push.
Yep.
Trying to play a little bit further forward. They're not playing spawn doors, actually, so Sapioli somehow going to slip away and get to a health pack. He's going to delay the card while the rest of his team attempts to do it. Mono is now on Doomfist.
Well, not anymore. He's dead, but he may stay on it. He was on Doomfist for a moment anyway. See if he sticks around to it. Toby brings Mano back. I guess he is. Here comes the tire. They see me rolling. They hate it. Oh, they're not hating too much. Actually didn't get any kills with that.
They exploding, but not enough to actually die.
Yep. Canada still pushing this payload ahead just a bit, but now the respawn advantage coming in for South Korea, but it may not be enough. Flower can't keep up. And Canada on the verge of finishing this attack run, and they will. 48 seconds left on the clock.
New strat, dog.
I can't believe it. I'm going to try that on the ladder. A trap in front of the spawn door. What an idea.
He was crouching there, though, and he was trying to stay out of vision, so we'll see if they fall into this.
Oh.
They're going to see it.
Nap time. Yep. Jaehoong landing a lot of those sleep darts. All right. Here we go. Canada starting off really aggressively on defense, but they find themselves a bit split up here. Jaehoong under a lot of pressure, but he's able to kind of hang out near the doors and stay alive. Sleep dart not connecting that time. Gets a heal on the Sapioli though. And Canada is bottling up South Korea for the moment.
Yeah, you always have to love watching Jaehoong on this Ana too, because how fast he can switch targets and see who he prioritizes, but doesn't matter as Mangachu going to finish off the kill onto Flower.
Well, South Korea having some trouble getting the pirate ship sailing here.
And Canada, they keep mixing strategies up. They're running a single support defense right now with Rolf really cool on the Roadhog. And it's possible because you do have that self-healing from Roadhog to make up for some of your other heals per second. But
there's the catch with the flashbang. Flower takes on agilities. Is he actually going to switch again? We'll see. No, he's going to stick with it. All right, Mangachu does go down.
There is a rip tire out there. They're just trying to wait it out.
Yeah. All right.
And Canada has played and looks way more comfortable on this Junkertown map because this is how you have to play the defense. It may look silly that they're all rushing the spawn doors, but if you give the team an opportunity to set up there we go!
That is it! Jaehoong, another clutch sleep dart, man. You've seen it in highlight videos, now you've seen it in a live match, and that is going to be the go button for South Korea to get this payload moving.
You can't go into Dragon Blade animation next to Jaehoong. How many times have we seen him shut down that ability?
That dragon is basically painting a target around Genji when you do it around Jaehoong's Ana.
And now they finally have the setup, but to Canada's credit, they bought time. So
Yeah.
the stall was very good, and now South Korea is going to have to make up for quite a bit of that on the rest of the map.
Yes, they will. Sabi will be trying to find Joemeister there. Joemeister with the res, pops that Valkyrie. And there's the kill on the Mangachu, so South Korea opening it up again. Kills on both sides here. Joemeister, it's so hard to finish off that Mercy when she's got that healing all the way through the ultimate. And Canada looks like they're actually gonna come ahead, or come out ahead in this fight.
Question is how many kills, if any, can Flower get? Not going to take out Wolf.
Now, just a minute 20 left for South Korea, and they haven't even taken point A yet. Dire straits here. They gotta get something going.
They absolutely do. So maybe 1 or 2 pushes remaining. And since they were knocked off the card, they just can't approach it any longer with the Bastion. So they have to completely 180 their strategy into this far Mercy.
Yeah.
Agility's coming up on that Dragon Blade too. That's going to be a huge one, but
there it is.
That is the clutch pulse bomb. They had to get that one.
Somehow he got in and got that pulse bomb onto Mercy. That was pretty tough to do. And now Korea trying to get back to the payload. It's tough on this point, but Sabi will be opening up the options.
That was fantastic. And Sabi has made some very important pulse bomb plays in this tournament where pushes have been saved. And we're going to see it right here.
All right.
Just creeping around the side, sees Joemeister and Rolf in the back. And
look out. Whoop. Whoop. Boing. That wasn't the sound that pulse bomb. It's a good thing I don't do the sound effects for Overwatch.
I think we're all grateful for that.
That's right.
You just provide the sound effects for Overwatch esports. You know.
That's
you
right.
add the drama, Noah.
I try. When you slow things down, I have to make it as least dramatic as possible. Sabi will be.
You call me the hype killer, Noah.
We do it in different ways. We're both very effective. Oh, Sabi will look like he went under the sea for a second there. All right, Flower taken down early. Kills on both sides here, but South Korea trying to push this payload forward. They'll get it moving a little bit. Oh, and 2 kills with Zunba self-destruct. How does he keep finding those? We've seen those all weekend long. Rolf in a lot of trouble right here. Yep. All right, so South Korea, now the momentum is building. Now the payload is moving pretty quick.
Now take a look at Zumba's self-destruct, and he's gonna actually bounce it. He's gonna pinball it between the cart and the wall.
Nice.
Joemeister has had a rough time in this matchup.
Rush wrote a song about him. It's called Pinball Wizard.
Okay, I was like, what?
Okay, you don't know any Rush songs. Oh, Flower lurking outside the door with that barrage. Gets one with it at least, but a good one in agilities. There's the res. Flower has to watch out. His health is getting pretty low, and Mangachu capitalizing. That's a kill. Jaehong's Transcendence coming in a little bit late. Uh-oh, uh-oh, are you kidding me? Oh man, it was so close, but Agilities cuts him down with the ultimate. And that payload stalled out really close to point B.
Only a minute left though. Tanks looks like they are going to escape. Agilities getting a couple more % as they retreat. And now the regroup. Now Toby's not going to have access to that Valkyrie. Jaehong will not have the Transcendence. So this may be a bit of a rough fight, especially when they can get zoned out by the self-destruct. We'll see what Mangachu can do with it.
Well, you don't often see Jaehong mistime those ultimates, but it looks like he kind of did there. You know, I mean, Flower was pretty high in the air, but if that Transcendence had come in a little bit earlier, probably could have kept him alive.
A little bit of damage boost right now onto Flower. They really want to see if he can get a pick, land that headshot.
Well, if you combine that damage plus what the Discord Orb does,
Seemingly kills Joemeister again.
Helps out quite a bit. Oh, Mangachu returning with 2 though, but there's, I believe, yeah, the Valkyrie.
Yeah, it's not enough. The reses are there for South Korea, and Joemeister goes down early again.
Jaehong with 2, man, all right. Well, you know, when all else fails, Jaehong just gets the kills.
I don't know what to say. The last 2 pushes from South Korea have started with Sabi killing Joemeister. Canada needs to protect him in these do-or-die situations.
Yeah, agreed. So, a minute 20 left on the clock for South Korea to finish this map, to try to equalize Canada's 3 points and send it into the time bank round. And Sabi's Pulse Bomb, if he can survive, could be the key to doing that. Needs a big one. Canada getting aggressive, and they are going to really come out strong with a kill onto Toby to start things off. That pulse bomb, oh, it didn't get anything, but meanwhile, the rest of South Korea returning the favor, getting a couple kills here. They do need to back off, though.
Yeah, they do. Toby coming up on the Valkyrie now. Joe Meister already with his, though, and this is going to be most likely the final fight of this push.
All right, coming in. The flashbang did not land. Payload contested still.
Where's SabiLB? Is he going to get another pick here?
Well, he's been doing quite a few of those today already. And he needs
on
one
the
down
top.
more
He's
than
chasing
ever.
agilities.
Oh, speaking of picks, Rolf takes out Jehong. Great start. Toby forced to burn the res early on. Flower backing ways in the thick of it. XQC goes down, but here comes agilities with the Dragon Blade. It could be big. It is big. Canada taking down South Korea with just a few seconds remaining. I don't even know if they can get back to the payload.
No, Doan, they're not going to be able to get back. This will be a Junkertown win for Team Canada.
Wow, Canada, they will not get swept in the finals. They will win Junkertown. Now it's all about Canada versus South Korea. Canada on the defense, starting off on Nimbani. South Korea gets a chance to attack first. After dropping Junkertown, this is their map choice. Let's see what they can do.
And it's back to the triple tank Canadian meat wall strategy.
the poutine wall, perhaps?
Poutine isn't that meaty though, you know?
No, but you know, it's very dense sometimes. Wall-like in nature. Ooh, Surefour gets low. Jehong finishes the kill. Rough start. I don't know if they can get in there and res him. That might be a little bit dangerous. See if he'll be on the outside. They're trying. There's the res on the Rolf, and now XQC goes down. It was a risky mission, and it may have led to South Korea with a big edge in taking this point early.
And that is going to be a very quick cap. SabiLB mowing his way through the opposition, but goes down to Surefour. So will be a minor opportunity here, perhaps, but no. Flower just
very minor.
It just floats right up to him and rockets him in the face like it was nothing.
Nope. All right, so the payload getting started really quick by South Korea. Let's check out Zumba doing his part in cleaning this up at the end. And South Korea just did the problem is Rolf died early again. Canada dedicated a lot of resources to try to bring him back up again. That caused XQC to die, and from then on, the point was lost.
Yeah, it went so fast too. Agilities now needs to go over onto the Tracer.
Again, Rolf dies.
The support protection, I think, hasn't been there.
Yeah.
One of the things about XQC is he likes to play that Winston very aggressively.
Right.
We've seen him jumping in to create space, and with the right teammates that can work, but sometimes it leaves your back line open.
Oh man, the barrage follow-up right as Joe Meister tried to come in for the res, and there's a bit of revenge from Rolf finally at the end, but it doesn't matter a whole lot.
Mangachu tactically crouching on the cart.
That's right. You can't tactically crouch your way out of the Tesla cannon there. Yeah, nice effort. Nice effort. But you're right, though. I mean, it's been getting tough for Canada, and you really are seeing how South Korea, SabiLB especially, is figuring out the weak point, and that weak point is finding Rolf exposed pretty often.
Well, there's also issues like when they go too far forward, they're going to see an attempt at a Deadeye here. Does get knocked off the high ground, still gets Flower.
Yeah. All right, well, there's one kill. Oh, Mano stuck, goes down. Canada looks like they might be able to hold here for a little while. They will.
And the cost was pretty high, though. 4 ultimates, the price for that hold, but they do manage to stop it before point B. So out of what was a quick run through the streets, it will be delayed slightly. And Flower will want to match on the McCree right now. So getting off the Farah, Surefour able to pick him out of the air.
Right.
Jehong
up.
checking some corners.
Always smart to check your corners in Overwatch.
Don't want any surprise tracers.
Yeah. All right, he knows. I love to watch Jehong's positioning. He's so aware of the angles DPS generally come from. Sometimes you have to burn Transcendence, though. If the giant Raging Ape comes bounding in, doesn't look like a lot's gonna get done out of XQC's Primal Rage, so Rolf does find the kill into SabiLB, though.
They're still trying to push this. It is a little bit risky right now. They are down their Tracer player. Flower trying to get some damage done. Now, they did force Joe Meister to use that Valkyrie, so smart of them to back off right now. Play this patiently. Toby's going to have his Valk up soon enough.
I'll Surefour gets the heals right at the end. Close call, though. Flower really...
Here we go. They need to get in here. They need to try and make this attack, and they're going to start it off with a zoning high noon.
Yeah, XQC falls early in the fight. Ooh, so close, man. Joe Meister nearly got caught by that Deadeye. But Joe Meister did get in to res XQC just in time, and now Flower in a little bit of trouble. Mano does get the kill, though, onto Joe in the end. Gets a couple of them as he pops out Primal Rage. South Korea decides this is when they're going to take point B.
Excellent patience there from Korea and positioning from Flower, making sure that he could get into that Transcendence and he wasn't going to be poked down. Mangachu.
Here we go again.
Is getting tortured as he hops his way over to the card.
They gave the kill to Toby. Nice. You know, give your mercy kills once in a while. They'll appreciate it.
Nothing like a mercy killing, though.
Oh my gosh, you went there. That was Monty.
Hey, it's a great double entendre for this situation.
You make me sad on the inside.
I have that effect on a lot of people.
You do. Mostly Americans. All right, South Korea continuing to try to push forward here. Oh, Flower finds Joe Meister with that Deadeye. Second time's a charm, and still 3 minutes on the clock, and South Korea looks like they might be ready to take this one right here, right now.
XQC gets chunked out before he gets to the door, and then flash banged. That will stop him in mid-flight, and no one will get to that cart.
Perfect flashbang from Flower to finish that one off again, and they...
Unique too.
Hey, you know, XQC on the... actually ends up on the Orisa here.
Yep, so what they're going to want to do is take control of the high ground and use Surefour and Agilities to poke over the point and try and fish for some of these hooks. So they will be going around the left-hand side.
Greetings. Hello to you too.
And up the stairs. So it's worked for them so far. Has Korea found an answer? Because the only thing they're going to be able to do is poke from the other side of the point.
That's right. XQC just trying to put that shield down early, give his team room to walk out on that high ground.
Interestingly, Flower is actually positioned over here. He has a Mercy that's damage boosting him, but that's
nice hook.
Hooked there by Roll.
That's right. Well, Roll taking advantage of the hook from Agilities to finish off that kill onto Flower. And now XQC with another halt, pulls people in. You know, I've seen this strategy somewhere before. On a different map, it worked well for Korea then, and now Canada making it work for them.
Well, what can you say? Canada seems very comfortable with this tactic.
Yeah.
When they play slow and play methodical, it's been working. They haven't hit any major roadblocks to their performance with this composition, and they're just going to keep the payload rolling right now with plenty of time left over.
That's right. That payload.
Mangachu is on Torbjorn, but he's probably just... Is he sticking on this?
I don't know. You know? The thing is...
He has a turret on the cart right now, so yes, he is.
Yeah. You know, as crazy as it sounds, I've heard people talk about Torbjorn on point 2 Nimbani before. And it was kind of one of those, no, believe me, it really works things. I'm like, okay, really? But here we see Mangachu trying it in a crucial game in the Overwatch World Cup Finals. And South Korea, they will not be stopped by this Torbjorn. Meanwhile, though, Canada does come back. Surefour getting a ton done with that attack visor. Oh, and the rocket at the end to take out Saviel B.
And he's not done yet, though. He keeps on trying to kill Toby and Jae Hong right now. They're healing each other up, attempting to survive. And there's a hook.
The hook. Again, setting up the kill for Roll. And so, Canada will actually use the Torbjorn to push through most of point B here. Can they finish?
That was a great turret bait, you know. The thing about that is that it looks silly, but everybody committed so hard to the cart that we saw the tack visor start from well behind it, and they punished that commitment by South Korea. So Surefour cleans up the mess.
Zumba gets the turret with the self-destruct. Flower gets the turret with the Dragon Blade. Using all the ults for this, and Saviel B comes in with that
time for some bolted core.
It is, but he needs to get that turret back up again. He couldn't get it working just quite well enough. South Korea camping on the payload for the moment, but Canada getting back there. They may have this one. Surefour coming in with another attack visor. I'm not sorry. And Canada should be able to complete point B here.
And again, they play into the attack visor.
Amazing.
Surefour is getting it up so fast, and Korea is singularly focused on these Torbjorn turrets.
I saw a hammer kill on Zumba there from Mangachu. That's an icon you don't see in the kill feed very much.
Let's see how far back Sherfor is playing. They're all concerned with these turrets, and it said everybody has used their shields, used their movement abilities on South Korea, and it's like shooting fish in a barrel, really.
No kidding. And they're trying to keep that turret safe. Oops, I think that shield was supposed to go on the payload. Oh well. It's okay.
It'll be back. It'll be back soon enough. No worries.
Yeah, and the armor though too from Mangachu, it's making it really tough for South Korea to kind of DPS through all these guys. Zumba comes in though. He swapped over onto his Zarya, his best hero, and he is making Canada feel it.
And he already is 60% of the way towards the Graviton because he received the nano boost from Jaehong.
Yeah.
Now Canada has to go back, rethink things. I think you need to be done. Well, they have Molten Core.
Do you ever think you'd be considering this on in a professional game?
I think he should switch. I don't know. He's got 4 minutes. It's a tough call.
I say go for it, man. Try to put that turret on the high ground, maybe.
So we need to damage boost the Torbjorn with the Mercy and Molten Core.
That's
Let's go.
I think so.
If he gets close and they're damage boosting that Torbjorn, he is going to do an absurd amount of damage.
It's pretty hilarious right now. Mangachu trying to build up that turret again.
They have the Bongo down.
Yeah, not anymore. Sabilby took out the supercharge. Oh, and there's a pulse bomb on Joe Meister and Sherfor too. South Korea coming in. And now you may want to consider switching if you're Canada.
Zumba built that grab so fast.
Yes, he did. Well, that's what Zumba does, man. I mean, Zumba and Jaehong using that nano boost to help him out. Rolf goes down a little bit later, and now Mangachu with the switch onto the Zarya. It was fun while it lasted, Monte Cristo.
So the problem was getting the Torbjorn close enough.
Yeah.
That was really the issue. They are going to have a Reinhardt now, though, to try and accomplish that. Mangachu wants to go on a Zarya himself.
Makes sense. And apparently it's high noon. Flower looking for kills with that Deadeye. Not gonna find any though, it looks like. XQC down briefly before Joe Meister brings him back up. South Korea getting aggressive now. Jaehong comes in with another kill onto Agilities. Mano back up, and South Korea continues to push Canada back. Remember, all they need to do is hold this point to win the tournament. Jaehong gets 2 kills with the biotic grenade even.
And we already see another grab for Zumba Doa. Since he switched to Zarya, he has had 70% average energy on this hero.
That is insane.
So that's why he's charging the Graviton so fast, in combination with the fact that he keeps receiving the nano boosts. There you go. That's a sweet double kill with a bio grenade.
That's right. Canada with some ults to work with now. South Korea, a few on their side as well. Sabilby has that. Oh, charge into charge here. Sabilby not opting to use the pulse bomb in that situation. Jaehong does get caught by Sherfor's Deadeye though. There's a pulse bomb in there. The Big Bang though not doing a whole lot. That's going to cause Toby to come in with the double res. Transcendence from Rolf now as Showmeister goes into Valkyrie as well. Canada wants to push this forward and they will get their wish. That payload is moving and South Korea taken out in that fight.
I don't know if they should have invested that Valkyrie there, rezzing the Zarya without, she comes back with no charge, so it doesn't have a ton of value unless she has Graviton.
Sure.
So here we go, Mono coming in. There is a nano boost available. Are they gonna boost him so he can swing away on the cart?
Maybe. Mangachu hiding out behind the payload here. Zumba just walking in with his shield, getting a little bit of charge. He's so good at building that. With his shields, there's a Graviton Surge.
Only catches one.
He's trying to use it with the Dragon Blade as well. Jaehong can't land the sleep dart that time, and Sherfor gets Mana with the Deadeye. Agilities finally goes down though, but Canada overall winning this fight. They are gonna keep pushing it. Less than a meter to go. Can Canada complete it? It looks like they can. A minute remaining, but Canada finishes.
Suggested that last time because this comp doesn't really have pressure. XQC has to hit those shots. Sharper on the Soldier 76, they'll have more of an answer.
Right.
Flower should be able to see what's coming soon enough. They haven't figured out how to remove this composition from the point yet.
Yep. Canada's got less than a minute now to make things work though. This is going to be
they're just running straight up the gut.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta go for those picks and just get in there. Rolf trying to stay alive. Remember, keeping him safe has been the tough part. Agility's a little bit low already. Still hasn't taken a breather. He's been getting enough healing.
Well, I don't know
for the moment.
I don't know if I agree with this, Doa. This is going to be tough. Once they're on the point, they will have a lot of staying power with the amount of HP this team composition has.
Flower did go down. Toby had to use that res early, and Zunba demeched and taken down. Canada may just have this after all. It looks like they do. South Korea unable to stop the onslaught from Team Canada, and it looks like they're going to give up point A.
It works again, Doa. What can you say? South Korea has been unable to pick anybody off. This Canadian death ball coming through. The supports are very close to that tank line, and finally they find a way not to die early in the fight or lose their backline or lose XQC on an engage.
Right. Here we go. Surefour with that tack visor, and man, that did a lot of work for them in their last Streets phase. They will be getting into the back lines again, trying to be annoying. Agilities was taken out by Flower. And there's, oh, the barrage doing nothing. Tries to go for it. He manages to demech Mangachu, but that is about it. Toby having to come in with the res, and here we go. Joe Meister in Valkyrie trying to keep his team alive. Surefour looking to handle Sabielby, but he just can't do it. And South Korea will finally get this stopped here. We're already in overtime, and that is it. That's all the farther the payload will get.
And you're going to have that Bastion as well. So it won't be the Torbjorn, but it will be the Bastion, and they're going to try and force a dive up here at the far back. And one thing South Korea has not been doing well, and Canada has been identifying it, is diving on these entrenched positions.
Right. Here we go. Surefour obviously dealing a lot of damage this series, and he's going to have to deal a bit more as South Korea comes in to try to finish off this map, end this series. If they can win the map, they will be the Overwatch World Cup champions.
Flower did decide to go on the Pharah.
Surefour catches Sabielby. Great start for Canada.
Yeah, they're trying to sneak around the back through the hallways and make that play. So
pretty big pick early on.
South Korea is going to actually revive him.
He got to him, yeah, somehow.
Agilities is the one on the point right now, but it's going to be difficult to get through these Orisa shields efficiently with the DPS that they have, and especially as Canada keeps moving that hard point around the upper level.
Zunba took out Surefour. That could be big. They need to get Joe Meister over there to res him, but can they do it? XQC goes down. Joe Meister uses his res on the Orisa, but that could be about it already. South Korea in a great position to snowball this one. And it looks like they will. Point A being taken right now. Jaehong finds that final kill against Mano. And that payload's gonna move, and look at that. That red box to victory right in front of South Korea is all the farther they need to reach to be the 2017 Overwatch World Cup champions.
Mangachu's back on the Pharah. Agility switches over to the Soldier just to get there a little bit faster. This is the desperate defense for Canada.
That's right.
Sabielby wants to stuff it with a pulse bomb.
Oh, Mano goes down early, but those spawns are so close. It is such a grind. Sabielby comes in. XQC goes down, courtesy of Flower. Brought back up again, but can they get there? I don't know. They're so close. It's almost there. 0.22 meters to go, but Flower coming in with the kills on that barrage. And as soon as Surefour dies, that is it. South Korea are your 2017 Overwatch World Cup champions.
They do it again, Doa. It wasn't as clean as last year. They didn't sweep without losing a map. There were some speed bumps, but in the end, nothing could slow them down.
Wow. What an epic win by South Korea yet again, doing it 2 years in a row.
And this is just the beginning for a lot of these players. We will see many of the people on stage tonight in the Overwatch League, starting with our preseason in December.
Here?
That's right.
Man. All right.
Well.
All right, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the 2017 Overwatch World Cup champions, South Korea! Unbelievable. And also, please, can we give a round of applause to the runner-up? There's silver medalist Canada as well. What a final. What a final. That being said, though, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. We want to thank you all for supporting the 2017 Overwatch World Cup. Guys, one more time, let's give it up for these boys. One more time, guys. Give it up for South Korea. And now, the time you've been waiting for, your Overwatch World Cup Most Valuable Player, presented by T-Mobile. You guys voted for him. It's gonna be a jungle in here. XQC! XQC, there's a lot of confetti here, buddy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I didn't expect this at all. I saw the votes earlier. Flower was coming back, but I'm glad. Thank you so much for everyone who voted. Thank you so much.
Congratulations once again, guys. Give it up for XQC. Give it up for South Korea. And with that being said, the journey has completed. The Overwatch World Cup has been an incredible experience. We've traveled all around the world, from Shanghai to Sydney to Katowice, Poland, here in Santa Monica, California, and all coming down here to BlizzCon 2017. And there's a lot of confetti here, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff. That being said, though, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. We want to thank all of you for supporting the 2017 Overwatch World Cup. We want to thank the production, the casters, the players, the fans. You guys make this happen. And that being said, though, if you're here at BlizzCon, join us over at the Mythic Stage for the medal ceremony, where we will crown our champions yet again here at BlizzCon 2017. Also, just an FYI to everyone, for those of you who are here, join us for the WCS StarCraft 2 Global Finals right here in the arena, which are going on right now, as a matter of fact. Let's go ahead and give StarCraft some love. But that being said, though, thank you so much for tuning in to the Overwatch World Cup of 2017. And we'll see you at the Overwatch League.